What did the results say? What's wrong with me, doctor?
Well, the good news is it's not cancer. It's an autoimmune disease. And you will be sick for the rest of your life. And we don't know how to fix you. Good luck.
Hi, my name is Summer Coulter and I have lupus. Lupus is one of the world's most mysterious and devastating diseases that ravages all parts of the body. Lupus is a widespread and chronic, meaning lifelong, autoimmune disease that for unknown reasons causes the immune system to attack the body's own tissue and organs, including the joints, kidneys, heart, lungs, brain, blood, or skin. So basically my body's making antibodies that are supposed to attack illnesses and infections, and instead of just attacking my body. Great. There's a wide range of symptoms that can occur. The main ones I've had to deal with would be brain fog, chronic headache, you get trouble thinking and you get memory problems, joint pain, like stomach issues like nausea and just random pain, fatigue and overall exhaustion, hot flashes, widespread muscle pain throughout my arms and legs, heart palpitations, light sensitivity, and phantom itches, which is where you just randomly are itchy somewhere and just scratch here, then you're like, oh, now my back's itchy, oh, now this is itchy. Don't know why, just happens. Usually due to the biggest thing with lupus is inflammation, and that's what causes a wide variety of these symptoms. Is in your heart or under your skin where the pain is coming from is usually because it's inflamed. And to go along with symptoms, usually when somebody has lupus, they develop other things as well, and it may be fibromyalgia or other diseases similar. So every case is usually very different for what you have. For me, I developed depression while I was sick because I was isolating myself in my own room, not able to go to school, and that's depressing. Right. And like I said before about people developing other problems, I also have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which just means inside my liver there's an excessive accumulation of triglycerides and so like fat. So that just tags on there with the whole stomach issue problems. The name lupus comes from the saying how people will say a wolf will devour its leg from a trap in order to gain freedom, even though it may die from its self-inflicted wound, but it's free. The word wolf in Latin is lupus, so that's where the name kind of comes from, the idea of the body thinking it's doing what's best for it and is actually destroying the body it is built to protect. I wrote this down and I wanted to share this along with the information part about lupus. And that's the state of mind behind the illness, because every illness has a state of mind that everybody has that as well, or that has caused that disease to occur. And lupus being one that nobody knows how it comes to be, the state of mind kind of gives you a reasoning of where it's coming from. So the state of mind behind lupus is that the person feels responsible for the illness or problems of the world. They are to blame. They have trouble truly loving oneself for who you are. They're self-suppressive, avoid taking any control or power in their life, and repress outer expression of self. This all leads to self-destruction and breakdown in the form of an autoimmune disease, which literally stands for auto. It's pertaining to oneself, and immunity is strength to fight off the outside world. In this case, there is a lack thereof, so this disease occurs.
Although I do like just to say I have an autoimmune disease because the only person strong enough to kick my butt is me.
But when you develop something like an autoimmune disease, as much as it sucked, and I've had to figure out how to take care of my body, which later on in the series I'll create more episodes and I'll explain to you different aspects of how I've cured myself or gotten rid of my lupus. Except the doctors aren't going to be able to figure it out. You got to do it yourself. And I always find these troubles in our life are when you are meant to learn something or there's some kind of lesson you're trying to be taught. And some of the things I learned with having lupus is who really cares for me out of like my friend groups. When I got sick, a lot of my friends kind of just disappeared, and you only had like those rare few who really stuck with you and were understanding enough to give you space, and that when you would feel good, you would go to them. I've realized the littlest things can make the world a difference. Even to me, when I was sick, I had my one friend from school came, she drove by, and I didn't see her very long, but she brought me flowers. And while I was sick in bed and I just look at those flowers, I'd remember our friendship, and it would just, the good memories, and it would make me feel so much better. And as well, of course, being sick and having people not quite understand, you realize that there's stuff that's going on in other people's lives that you may not see, so you shouldn't judge someone right away for how they're acting because you don't know what they're going through. Diseases like this are meant to teach you something, some kind of lesson, because they are going to strip you down until all you have left is yourself, and you gotta figure out how you're gonna fix it yourself. So if you're out there and you're struggling with some kind of disease or illness, or even just something like your anxiety or depression, you should know that you're not alone. Other people are dealing with this, and that as bad as at times things seem, there's always hope. And so I wanted to create this series to share my experience going through getting diagnosed with lupus and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, dealing with anxiety and depression, and things that I've developed over the past 2 years, getting out of high school, and then being on my own, how to overcome your symptoms, how to make your body healthier and stronger so that you may not be getting rid of the disease per se, but you've made it so that it's manageable and you can still do things and carry on with your life. So if you're excited for this series or want to see more of me, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe below, leave a comment or letting me know if there's certain things you want me to share or stories that you want to address about yourself. And as always, wear what you want to wear. Believe in yourself, be who you want to be, and never stop loving yourself. XO Summer. Maybe I'll share with you some of my fun high school stories of being diagnosed with lupus in the last year of high school, grade 12, and doing fun things that I just didn't understand why. Because for a long time I was sick all of my grade 12 year and then didn't find out kind of the reason why, which being lupus, it didn't help because they're like, we don't know how to fix that. I didn't find that out until the summertime, at the end of the year. So in school I did things like I walked into a wall because I was dizzy between switching classes. I forgot what H2O stood for in biology. My teacher looked at me like, why are you in grade 12 biology? Chemistry teacher didn't like that either. But I'll tell you, you become good friends with the guidance counselors. So if you'd like to hear some embarrassing stories like that, to know that maybe if you're struggling, you're not alone. I've walked into walls in front of my whole class because the door looked like it was here, but it was actually here. So I walked straight into the wall. This is life, things happen.